Good morning, everybody. I look like Yoda, I'm glowing. It is February 26, 2016. That's actually really difficult to say. This is the morning drive where I drive to work, I read comments, I run out of comments, I start to ramble. That's pretty much how it works. So, with the first stop sign, let's read the first comment. Which... yeah, it's a bit of a line. Okay. CJ Phoenix, morning. Do you know any jokes? If so, please tell. Thanks as always and enjoy your weekend. I do know a joke. It's mildly inappropriate, but I'll still tell it. So a guy walks into a bar and he sees a sign on the bar that says, complete our challenge and get free beer for a year. And he goes, yeah, I want free beer. That's awesome. So he goes up to the bartender and he says, so what's this challenge that I gotta do? Bartender says, well, we got 3 things you need to accomplish. First off, we have a bottle of tequila that's been collecting all the worms from all the other bottles for about 5 years. So you gotta completely drink that bottle. The guy's like, oh, gross. Then he goes, yep. Next, we have an alligator in the back with a sore tooth. You gotta take these pliers, go back there and get it. The guy's like, okay, that's dangerous. And then the guy goes, and the last one's kind of nice. We have a 64-year-old nun who's never had an orgasm, and you need to change that. The guy goes, okay. Oh. Ugh. No, that's not cool. So the guy buys himself a beer. And he goes and sits down and he drinks it. And then he has another one. And another one. And a shot. He's feeling pretty good about himself. So he goes back up to the bartender and he says, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. Hand me that bottle. Let me see if I can get this done. Bartender says, okay. Hands on the bottle. Guy grabs it, chugs the entire thing down. You can feel all the worms, everything, but he chugs the entire thing in one go. Finishes the bottle, slams it down on the table, and goes, okay. Where's the alligator? Bartender says, yeah, he's in the back here. Hands the guy a pair of pliers and says, yeah, he's in the back right here. I gotta watch the bar. He's in that cage. I trust you'll be safe. The guy's like, yeah, I got this. There's no problem. Bar says, okay. So the bartender's standing up at the front of the bar, and you can hear the guy in the background, hey there. He hears the cage open. They just hear screaming and rummaging around, and glasses breaking, and barrels getting knocked over. Finally, it just goes on for about 30 seconds. Finally goes dead quiet. Guy comes out, he's got scratches all over him, his clothes are all ripped up. He's got a big grin on his face, and he goes, okay. Pulls up the pliers. Now where's that nun with the sore tooth? That's my joke. Yeah. Okay. So there's my joke for you, bud. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Next one we have is from Bjorn. Didn't make it. Bjorn Leo. Do you think that the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the Star Wars for fantasy? Yes and no. I don't think, if you're thinking of like the storyline kind of following the same story arc, I don't think they are. But if you're thinking like, obviously there's a trilogy for both genres, sci-fi and fantasy. If that's the case, yes, I wholeheartedly agree that Lord of the Rings is the Star Wars for the fantasy universe, or for the fantasy fans anyway. Next question is from Jamie Mountain. Any hockey fans in the office? Go Sens go. No. I was a fan of Buffalo for a little while, but they got rid of their goalie Ryan, so I was like, I don't care anymore, and that was pretty much when I stopped paying attention. So I'm not really a fan of any hockey teams. Sens aren't bad, but I don't have a favorite, and I don't know about anyone else in the office. I don't think anyone's a hockey fan because no one really tries to bring it up. Jacob Arthur, what's up, Quirk? What's up? How's it going? One question: what food, fruit, vegetable would you assign to represent each race in 40K? Ooh. I feel like orcs would be a pineapple, just because I feel like that's appropriate. It fits. Space Marines as a whole, I'm just going to lump them all together and say that they are an apple. And I'm saying they're an apple because it's just like, when people say fruit, usually the first thing that you think of when you're a kid or even as an adult, first thing I think of anyway is an apple. Same thing when people say Warhammer. When someone says Warhammer, the first thing usually people think of is Space Marines. So that's my reasoning there. Anyway, it's getting warm in the car finally. Eldar. I feel like Eldar are like lemons or limes. Actually, yeah, I'll take Eldar are lemons, Dark Eldar are limes. Because they're really, really soft, they're really, really squishy, but oh man, are they sour. That's my reasoning for that one. Guard. Guard are grapes. Yeah. Yeah, Imperial Guard are grapes. Necrons are... Oh. What are Necrons? What's something that stays solid on... Necrons are corn. Because they're always... They never go away. Come in the same way they come out the same way they went in. I know that sounds gross, but it's true. Tau. I feel like Tau are almost like a banana because their armor isn't really that strong and they're really, really soft as it is, but my god are they good. And they are, it's a phallic looking fruit because anyone who plays them is a dick. No, I'm just kidding, I don't care. Tau players don't bother me. Tyranids. Oh, Tyranids are grapefruit. No, not grapefruit. It's gone. It's completely gone. I can't think of one for Tyranids. Gushers. Tyranids are gushers. Like the candy. I know you didn't put candy on there, but that's the one I think works for them. Because there's a lot of them. They're really soft, but they're really sour because they have that bite to them. I don't think... I know, I'm sure I'm missing something somewhere. I just can't think of what it is. I can't think of it. Yeah, I got nothing. So, that's my answer for that one. It was... Yeah. Bjorn Leo, what is your favorite dessert? The Antarctic is my favorite desert. Oh, there's an extra S. Dessert. Okay. Really, really, really need to stop being in fifth gear on the highway. I'm a really big fan of cheesecake, actually. Yeah. I like cheesecake. I'm not sure if it's a dessert. It should be. But crepes that have been, like, maple syrup crepes, basically. They're so... people usually serve them for breakfast. In Montreal, it's like a breakfast option. But it's just so good. But you feel like your teeth are going to fall out when you're done eating it because it's just so much sugar. You've just ingested so much sugar. It's ridiculous. So, but yeah, that would have to be my favorite one would be cheesecake. All right, next up we have Seb Bowen. We know that you like Eternal Crusade. Were you ever into Counter-Strike Go or Call of Duty? Thanks in advance. Yeah, actually. I don't have Counter-Strike Go. I was into like the original Counter-Strike and the one that came with Half-Life 2 on Steam, or my two that I played there. I always found it was a little bit annoying because it almost at the time, the only like realistic first-person shooter that I had played was America's Army, and that one was very tactical. Like you basically, if you die, you're done, and that's it for the game. Like not forever, but for that match, and you don't want to die because the match can go on for like 15 minutes. So if you die right off the hop, you're like, well, I'm gonna go make myself a sandwich now. So when I started playing Counter-Strike, I realized that it has the same type of feel to it, where it's like it does not take very much to take you down. So I'm trying to play it a lot like how I was playing America's Army, where you're trying to be tactical, you're trying to go around corners, you're trying to be very like covert ops, and next thing you know, a buddy's running down the aisle full tilt with a machine gun, like a submachine gun, and just ripping through everybody. You're like, oh, okay, so it plays like that. Alright, so then you try and play it that way, and next thing you know, there's a sniper on the other side of the map who's just like, noob. So, I didn't mind the game, I thought it was great, but I didn't play it very, very much. My favorite thing that I love to do was actually get the custom spray paints that you could put like spray paint on walls, and just make it completely random stuff just to throw people off. So, like I had one where it was I took a 3D shot of myself standing against a wall, and then sprayed it on that wall. So people would, and then I would stand next to it. So it always looked like there was two of us standing there. And for some reason, people always shot the picture first, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. So, but Call of Duty was my bread and butter on the Xbox for the longest time. I actually went and got into game battles and even MLG a little bit because of it. I was a huge fan of Modern Warfare 3. I was actually quite good at it. But now that all the other Call of Duties have come out and all these other things have come out, I'm like, oh, I'm so lost. Like, I'm playing Advanced Warfare, being like, yeah, this is the newest game. I'm like, oh wait, that's right, there's Black Ops 3. Huh, I should get that. And then I go to buy it, and it's like, never mind, it's $80. I'm gonna wait. So, but I've been watching like Twitch feeds and stuff like that of people playing Black Ops 3. And it looks really cool. I like the wall running feature. I like it's like they mixed Mirror's Edge with Advanced Warfare and came out with Black Ops 3, and then just added a bunch of really cool new weapons. And I really, really like it. So I will definitely get it at some point, just not while it's still at opening retail price. So, but that's it for the comments today, guys. So now I need to figure out something to talk about. And I know I had somebody left me a comment before with an idea to talk about. I forgot what it was. I feel bad now. But I finished Armillus Dynat. Well, I finished Armillus Dynat last night. I actually was quite happy with how he came out. The face kind of bugged me a little bit, but it was a mix of my bad painting, because I decided not to airbrush the skin tone after airbrushing everything else, and I didn't thin down my paint. I was just rushing at this point, and so I didn't do anything that I should have done. And when I put that first layer of paint on, it showed all the details of the face, and I was like, oh, I probably should have trimmed this, because there was some, like, his one eyebrow was further out than his other eyebrow. He's got some weird little bit of flaking stuff here. So, but it was all like the really thin leftover flash that I didn't catch. And then when I primed it, it actually became a little bit thicker. It became a nuisance. So I was kind of bummed out about that. I was like, no, I put so much work into this. But the base came out great. I showed it to Steve, and Steve's like, dude, the base is taking away from the miniature. I'm like, yeah, it does that. So, but finished him up, quite happy with that. I'm waiting very impatiently now for my Rubute Guliman to come in. Guliman. I don't even know how to say his name. But I'm excited for him to come in. And I also was on eBay 2 nights ago. I think I mentioned this in the last video, where I was having until 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm smart. But I scored myself 3 Leviathan Dreadnoughts like a boss. So thank you, eBay, for helping me lose friends. But yeah, scored 3 Leviathan Dreadnoughts. One has the Grav Flux, another one has a Storm Cannon, or sorry, one has the Grav Flux Storm Cannon, one has 2 Storm Cannons, and one has the Siege Drill and the Claw. And it's pretty sweet. I'm excited, actually. So, but I've played against it once, which I'm not sure. Wow, Tabernacle. I'm not sure where the video is, because it should have gone up. It might go up today, actually. But it was myself playing against an Ultramarine player, and he fired off the Grav Flux, and it just wrecks. I'm like, oh, I see this thing just completely destroys armor and people. Okay. So the way it works is it's a 18-inch range, strength blank, AP 2, heavy 1, large blast, ignores cover, pinning, gravitation something, like Trushkin something. The way it works is if you get hit by it, you take any model that got hit by it, take the strength test on 2d6. If you fail, you take a wound with no save of any kind allowed. If you hit a vehicle, you roll 3 dice for armor pen. If you get a penetrating hit, you double the amount of hull point damage you caused. So basically, you can take a Land Raider down by causing 2 points, like 2 hull points of damage. That's sweet. The ignores cover thing is just kind of like a giant middle finger to Eldar and Harlequins, because their like saving grace is their jinx and cover saves and all this stuff, and just for them to be like, yeah, no, suck it. So I'm excited to use this thing. I told Steve, and he was like, well, can I get one? I'm like, no, they're mine. I want all 3. I will pay my 900 points to put 3 Leviathan Dreadnoughts in the Talon formation and bring them on the board. Yeah, they're about 250 points base. Then it's 10 points for the Grav Flux, 20 points for the... No, I think it's 10 points for the Grav Flux, 10 points for the Storm Cannon. And then if you want, you can get a you can get a discharger of some kind. I hate some of the words that Games Workshop comes up with. Phosphex Discharger. And basically what it is it's a heavy 3, small blast, lingering death, crawling fire, ignores cover, poison 3+, AP 3, I think. 1 use only, giant screw you to everybody. Minimum range 6, maximum range 18, and just it's mean to be able to throw 3 of these out there and just have them go around with lingering death. Ugh. So, and what's also nice about it is it doesn't have a dangerous payload by having that, so you don't have to worry about it like blowing up on you. But anyway, so I'm excited getting my Ultramarine started. I finished 1 Ultramarine model. Got my Praetor done. I took the one from Betrayal on Cal, ripped him apart, switched him out, so he doesn't have the plasma pistol or the mace thing, maw, anymore. He now has a combi Melta and a power fist, and then I went and decorated him up a little bit to look more ultramarine-y. I make myself laugh. So that's oh, okay, never mind, this is 2 lanes. So I'm excited for that. I got 1 Ultramarine done. Working on my actual Ultramarines. I have the Dreadnought body still. I haven't done much else. Steve was actually like rummaging through the Battle Demi Company box and was like, "Are you going to use these Assault Marines?" I was like, "Probably." He's like, "Can I have them?" I was like, "No, I want them." He's like, "I'll give you something." I was like, "Give me," and I just started digging through all his War Machine stuff, and I was like, "Give me all these solos." He's like, "Done." I was like, "Sweet." So I scored a good chunk of solos, and it cost me 4 Assault Marines. So in the end, it was about even. I think I got $60 worth of solos, and he got $45 worth of models. But whatever, it all kind of comes out in the wash. So that's pretty much it, guys. Happy Friday. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Go party, go do something crazy, paint something, I don't know. But it's officially Friday. I'm excited because Fridays mean that I get to start sleeping in on Saturday, and I like sleeping in because mornings suck. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a absolutely wonderful weekend. Remember, be safe, all that stuff. I don't know if the weather's going to be as bad as it is here all over the world. Obviously not, but still. Anyway, for Monday, go ahead and leave me a comment or question below. And as always, happy wargaming.